Hey everybody, welcome back. We just wanted to take the next couple minutes to talk to you guys about self-leadership. This is something that our leadership team is super passionate about because we believe that leading others well and leading students well begins with leading ourselves well. So what is self-leadership? We believe that self-leadership is growing in our relationship with God and growing our influence, not based on our own capabilities, but based on what Jesus is doing through us. And why is self-leadership so important? First and foremost, we believe that the Lord desires that we are continuing to grow in relationship with Him. That's why this is a part of our mission statement as a ministry. Our most prized possession is our relationship with Jesus, and so leading ourselves well has to include that. Next, we believe that we are not able to pour into others if we are spiritually empty. And we as a leadership team, we have the privilege of pouring into you as small group leaders as you pour into your students. But we also just ask that you are leveraging the opportunity to be pouring into yourself. And we'll talk about how we can do that in a few minutes. Finally, we believe that students know the difference between what is real and what is fake, and they need genuine leaders. If they see that we are asking them to live their lives in a certain way, but we are not willing to do it, they will not be convinced that they should be living their lives in that way. We know that we have an influence on these students, and whether we see it or not, they are watching carefully to see how we are going to live our lives, and they are going to replicate it. So we want to just share with you guys some applications that you guys can be taking to lead yourselves well. The first is practicing our spiritual disciplines, and this includes things like prayer, Bible intake, worship, service, and things like journaling and silence and solitude. All of these are going to help us build up our relationship with God and spend more time with Him. I want to read to you guys a passage from Hebrews. This is chapter 12, verses 7 through 11. And it says, "It is for discipline that you have to endure. God is treating you as sons. For what son is there whom his father does not discipline? If you are left without discipline in which all have participated, then you are illegitimate children and not sons. Besides this, we have had earthly fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them. Shall we not much more be subject to the Father of spirits and live? For they disciplined us for a short time, as it seemed best to them, but He disciplines us for our good, that we may share His holiness. For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it." From this verse, we see that discipline is not something we need to fear, but it's something that we get to take joy in because it's bringing us closer to our Father. A spiritual discipline we want to just talk about more specifically as its own entity is our Sabbath rest. And we can read about this in Hebrews 4, 9 through 11. But our rest is so important. We recognize that we as Christians were not made for the Sabbath, but the Sabbath was made for us so that we are able to go back to the source, go back to God, and be poured into, taking a rest from the work that He has called us to do, that we take joy in, so that we are able to do it more fully. And resting is not just this idea of doing nothing, but it's really just a return to God's grace and His love for us and resting in His presence. Finally, the last application we have for you is your daily witness. We believe that we are called to live a life where when people look at us, they don't have to question whether or not we believe, but they see it through our actions. One of my biggest prayers is that when people see me, they see less of me and they see more of the love of Jesus. And that's something that I'll be praying for you guys as well. But we just encourage that you guys are living your lives as a daily witness, living above reproach. And we just want to read to you guys a verse from Philippians, starting in verse 8. It says, "Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you. God is calling us to practice these things and to live these out in our daily lives. And I promise you, as your students see you living these out, they're going to be influenced by it. And by leading yourself well in doing these things, you're also going to be leading them well. We just want to thank you again for joining this ministry and committing yourselves to leading a group of students. And we're so excited to see the growth that you have, that they have, and that this ministry has in that. Thank you.